Okay, I have my teleprompter and everything ready. Let's go. Hello everyone and welcome to another salon video. I am Lore PR, fashion designer and pattern maker. If you are new here, welcome. I mainly share salon videos of my sewing patterns that you can find on my website Lore PR, and you can check the link below. Today we've got an exciting salon video for the long-awaited LENNE top. Let's talk about this pattern a little bit. It's perfect for the confident beginners and comes in sizes Europe 30 to Europe 58. The hip goes from 82 centimeters to 190 centimeters. But that's not all. We've got 5 different views to choose from. View A with 1 long sleeve, View B with 1 short sleeve, View C with 2 long sleeves, View D with 2 short sleeves like the one I'm wearing now, and View E for a sleeveless option. This pattern is available in multiple formats. You have A0 copy shop, A4, letter, and even a projector version, so whether you prefer paper patterns or digital, I've got you covered. And as per usual, I added my adjustment guides to grade up or down at the waist, also add or reduce length regarding your height, and a full bust adjustment guide, which includes a special cup chart that will help you determine how much you need to adjust to the pattern so it can fit you. I highly recommend you make this adjustment instead of just choosing a bigger size for your breasts. And why is that? If you choose a bigger size for your breast, the shoulder width and the armholes will fit wide, creating some gapping around your arms, and we don't want that. Instead, the full bust adjustment will provide you with a perfect fit for your breast as well as for your entire body in general. And this is a very easy adjustment that many of my testers have made, and they were thrilled about how easy it was and how perfect it fit them. For the details of this top, it has a subtle but a striking detail that you know already. The front shoulder gathering adds a touch of sophistication to it, and it sets this pattern apart. And also the slashed neckline adds a hint of drama and modernity, perfectly complementing the asymmetrical design. This top also has a negative ease, resulting in a close to the body fit, and I highly recommend sizing up if you are looking for a looser fit and if you are using a fabric with a low percentage of stretch. So what is the perfect fabric for this pattern? You might be asking yourself, right? Any knit fabric from lightweight to medium weight with a 60% or higher percentage of spandex with great recovery will be great for this pattern. For example, we have jersey, rib, viscose rayon, modal, lycra, bamboo, sweater knit like this one. If you follow these characteristics, you will have the perfect fit when choosing the right size. If you have a fabric with a less percentage or low recovery, I recommend sizing up as mentioned. There is a stretch percentage guide in the instructions that you can use to determine this. And before we start cutting, let's chat about some important tips. First, remember to treat your knit fabrics with love. Just like your future garment, these fabrics need the same treatment. Make sure to wash them as you intend to wash your finished garment, because knit fabrics are knitted in a tubular way and they are stretched and pulled in the process. The final garment can shift and shrink if the fabric hasn't been washed before cutting it, and we don't want that. Now, when it comes to cutting, here's a golden rule. Prevent your fabric from falling off the table. And why is that? Because knit fabrics are like that one friend who can sit still. They love to stretch and shift. If your fabric hangs off the table while cutting it, it can distort the shape of your cut pieces. So keep that fabric neatly on the table or any other flat surface, and you will be on your way to a flawless knit project. You will need the following materials: your knit fabric, of course, like I have mine here, followed by all the characteristics and tips already mentioned about the fabric, thread appropriate for your fabric, and adhesive hem tape, which is optional and will help to keep everything in place. These instructions require a sewing machine with a zigzag stitch or one with a lightening stitch or triple stretch stitch for knits that will work perfectly. If you have an overlocker or a cover stitch machine, then you can make use of those as well. Let's not forget about the pattern pieces. Please make sure to check the Choose Your Design page where you can see how the final pattern pieces look depending on the view you want to make. The pattern pieces also come with guides for where to cut depending on the view you want to work with. And today we will be working with the view A to see both sides with and without the sleeve, but in the dress hack, so we can cover all the different options provided within this pattern. Time to grab your fabric and sewing machine and let's dive into this very stylish and versatile project. So now is the time to cut our fabric, and just a friendly reminder, don't forget to check the Choose Your Design page where you will see where to cut. You will have those view guides also on your pattern pieces, so you make sure which pattern pieces and where you need to cut depending on the view you're working with. In this case, I'm gonna be working with the view A, as I mentioned. I need one side for the regular sleeve and the other side will be the slashed armhole. So I have both my front and my back cut that way, and I only need the sleeve to cut for the right side. Something I really like about this design is that you have the entire piece open, it's not cut on fold. And why is that? Because this is an asymmetrical design, so meaning the left side is completely different than the right side. Something to have into consideration with this design is that the gathered shoulder will sit on your right shoulder. If you want to have the gather on the left shoulder, you will have or to flip your fabric with the right side facing to the table, or you can flip your pattern piece to face the right side of your fabric. It can sound a little bit confusing, but just make notes if you're not sure about it. And the pattern recommendation is to cut with the right side of the fabric up, so you know your gathering will be on your right shoulder. I mentioned I will be showing you how to do the dress hack. As you can see, my fabric is not falling from the table, so it won't change the shape of my pattern pieces. I will be showing you now what are the adjustments you need to make to the pattern straight on the fabric. We are going to place our pattern piece at the very top part next to the edge. We are going to follow the grain line from the pattern piece so it's straight. Okay, so I place my weights and now I'm going to start cutting from the waist of the upper part, and then from the waist down I'm going to explain you what are the adjustments I'm going to make on the fabric. Don't forget to mark all your notches. Okay, so I put my fabric a little bit up and I'm gonna place my pattern piece at the same place. I'm gonna match the notches I cut for the waist. You will have to measure from your waist down to the floor the length that you want. I'm going to add 40 centimeters to that, so it will be 1 meter 40 from the waist down. I have my back piece ready and my front piece and my sleeve. Okay, so I wanted to show you that I like to work with this Flex thread, which is perfect for knit fabrics. So I will be using it especially for my sewing machine, but I will be using polyester thread like this one for my overlocker. I always like to test a piece of fabric on my sewing machine to see if my thread tension and everything is good. That's perfect, we can start. In this case, we will be doing the view A with the long sleeve. And the first step, you have to sew 2 lines of basting stitches at the front shoulder between the notch that you will find here at the shoulder and the neckline. Do not backstitch and leave a tail of thread on both ends so we can gather the shoulder. We are going to place our back piece on the table facing the right side up, and we are going to place our front facing right sides with the back, and we are going to gently gather the front shoulder and match it with the back shoulder width. and we are going to pin it in place. Just make sure that the gathers are equally distributed. Okay, so now we are going to bust in place the gathered shoulder and the corner from the slashed neckline, the one on the shoulder that is gathered, and on the lower part from the armhole. Also, you can finish the slash edges from the neckline and the armholes from the front and the back pieces to prevent them from fraying if that's what you want. In this case, I'm gonna do that because this is a sweater knit fabric, so it can fray with time, but there are knits like lycra, let's say, that it doesn't fray, or jersey. So if you want to skip that step, it's fine, but in this case I'm gonna finish the edges before I continue with sewing. We are going to fold the slashed armhole from the front and the back, which is bust together now, to the front wrong side, like this. And we are going to pin it together with the entire side seam. We are going to match the notches from the side so everything matches at the same length. So now we are also going to fold the slash neckline the same way, and we are going to pin the gathered shoulder. As you can see, they are both folded towards the front, not the back. So everything stays hidden in the seam towards the back. Now we are going to sew with 1 centimeter seam, and we're gonna finish the raw edges. We are doing the dress hack, so now will be the time to finish the raw edge from the slit opening. You can start 5 centimeters above the notch, and you go all the way down the hem and along the hem until the other side of the slit. Now it's time to work on the other shoulder. Make sure your back piece is out of the way so you can work on the front piece. We are going to fold the slashed armhole and neckline towards the wrong side of the front piece. We are going to match the straight edges. You are going to bust that in place. Bring back your back piece and you are going to fold the corners from the slashed neckline and armhole over the previous step, like wrapping the front. You are going to sew with 1 centimeter seam and finish the raw edge. You are going to turn the slashed armhole and neckline from the back piece towards the back. Now, time to sew the sleeve. You're going to pin the sleeve to the armhole, right sides facing, and you are going to sew a 1 centimeter seam, and you're going to finish the raw edge. With the top facing the right sides, you are going to close the side starting at the sleeve, and you are going to finish where you marked your slit notch. You are going to sew a 1 centimeter seam and you are going to finish the raw edge. Okay, so now we are going to finish the hem. I already finished the raw edge with my overlocker, but you can also finish it with a zigzag stitch. And we are going to fold 2 centimeters towards the wrong side, and we are going to pin in place. And I'm going to be sewing 2 rows, one at 2 centimeters and one at 1.7, so I get the idea of a cover stitch machine. Now we have the sleeve. And now to finish the slit and the hem, we are going to first finish the slit. You have to fold the seam over the wrong side once and then twice in a very thin seam. So this is how the slit looks from the inside. It looks very clean. It is a very thin fold. And we are almost done. We have the upper part finished. The sleeve is done with the hem. We finished the slit. And now we are going to fold the hem towards the wrong side. I already finished the raw edge when I finished the slit sides. So now we are going to fold the hem 2 centimeters towards the wrong side. We are going to sew it the same way we sew the sleeve. Right now should be a good time for you to try on your dress or your top, whatever you're working on. And if you're working for the dress hack with the rush on the sides, we are going to mark where we want our rush with the garment on. And I am going to pull it up to see where I want my length to be. With a washable pen, I will mark where my hip rush will be. And then I will do the same on the other side at the waist, all the way up. Just look how good this is looking already. Okay, this is day 2 for me because of course I am filming and recording. Otherwise, like I said, this project takes you 2 hours, top. Those marks that you made on the right side of your dress while you were trying it, you are gonna copy them on the inside. So make sure that the distance between both marks, where you're going to be placing your 10 centimeter elastic, measures the amount that you added to your length. And this is the waist rush. So what we are going to do is, you are going to cut 2 pieces of 10 centimeter of 6 millimeter elastic, the color that you prefer for your garment. In this case, I'm going to be using white. And you are going to pin the elastic on each mark and the other edge on the other mark. You are going to set on a zigzag stitch, and you're going to make a couple of stitches so you can grab the elastic with the fabric so you can start working on the rush. So what I like to do is I like to stretch my elastic. Your fabric is flat on the sewing machine, and then you just release the pressure from the elastic and the fabric will gather by itself. So now we are going to steam it and we are going to finish the other side. Okay, this is the look of the rush from the inside. And you are done. Like I mentioned, once you press and steam the elastic, it will get back to its natural length, which is 10 centimeters, or maybe just a little bit, a couple of centimeters more, because it stretches when you pull it. Let's turn it right side out. This fabric is just so beautiful and it makes this design look way more fancy than just a regular knit dress. So here you can see how the rush look. looks lovely. Okay, we can put the applause sound because you have finished your Lenne top or Lenne dress hack if you were following along with me. And now is the time for you to put it on, take those pictures, make a video, or just wear it wherever you want to go and look amazing. Thank you so much if you were here to follow along with the Lenne top, or if you just wanted to watch a sew along video. Thank you. And please don't forget to tag me if you have made one of the Lenne tops. You can tag me as lore.pr, you can see it here, and please use the hashtag LPLenneTop so I can find it and I can repost your makes. I cannot wait to see you on another sew along video, so until next time, bye!